AskReddit by admin 3141. What is considered dangerous, but is actually harmless? Read everything but did not see it, so. Most sharks. I read that sharks have bad eyesight and take a bite out of people thinking it's a seal or something else they normally eat, and then they don't finish us off because they don't actually like to eat us. No idea if that's an urban legend though. Deleted. I heard your blood will just absorb them because it's air and that's what blood does. Going to bed with your hair wet or playing out in the rain. My mom used to tell me I would get pneumonia if I did that. My mom told me I would get sick too. I never understood how, but she said I would get too cold. Piranhas. They are not consuming food past the best by date. A lot of foods are just fine, but you have to be careful with certain foods. Yes, by a few weeks or even months. But please do not encourage my mother to keep that tartar sauce from 2010. Quicksand. It doesn't suck you down. What about Rue says? Surprising number of people still believe MSG is harmful even though it's no more dangerous than salt, and the LD50 is 5 times salt. Ike. It's not only harmless but truly elevates the flavor of food. The stigma of it being harmful is literally based on one single article, which was a racist joke masquerading as a genuine study. I got in an argument with some lady who dismissed that fact and insisted it's dangerous for all just because she has an allergic reaction to it. Can't fix stupid. Skipping breakfast. Fully agreed. I haven't eaten breakfast for over a decade, and at that time everyone was telling me how unhealthy it was and how breakfast kickstarts your metabolism. Now, instead of saying you skip breakfast, call it intermittent fasting, and now it's healthy and I'm told good for you. Stepping on a crack. My mom's back is still fine and I have stepped on so many cracks it's not funny. When I would get mad at her, I would look for cracks to step on. Cracks? Like a crack in the floor? Harmless snake species. Yes, a lot of people have the mantra that the only good snake is a dead one. Even the venomous ones tend to avoid humans and have their place as pest control. Conflict. I know this goes deeply against Reddit's strategy of going no contact over any disagreement or perceived slight, but if someone you care about has upset you, the healthiest thing you can do is talk to them about it. It's going to feel like you're creating drama, but if you don't communicate with people, you won't have relationships, romantic, friendly, or familial. You are not creating the drama by addressing the drama. Flying. You are more likely to die in a car crash than or a plane crash. Commercial flights, yes. Private, single-engine prop planes flown by Jim Bob? Not so safe. Nuclear power. Walking biking alone in my neighborhood, which is the safest in Alberta? Dumb question from someone who has never lived in snow. Do people bike when it's snowing and or cold? Like, for commuting and stuff? Or is it a moderate temperature activity only? For an increasing number of people, vaccines. Vaccines are remarkably safe. Sure, there are some adverse reactions, but they are in the extreme, practically negligible, minority. People act like the COVID vaccine was the first vaccine ever created and it was done in a dumpster by the guy from Beekman's World after he got the recipe personally from George Soros and Bill Gates, who were laughing like demons as they handed it over. A lot of different snakes. I mean, if you're ever unsure, it's probably safer to treat it as you would any black mamba, a frequent encounter of our lives the world over. But, you'll probably be fine if you just avoid it altogether. Daddy long legs, harvest men. No, they don't have the most venomous bite of all spiders. And no, they're not true spiders. No, their fangs aren't small enough to penetrate our skin. They're one of the coolest critters you can find. As long as you're gentle, go ahead and pick them up, and watch them just chill along your hands. Perfectly harmless, and the more you look at them, the more you respect them. Edit. PLZ, ignore the grammar about their fangs. I'm too high to write anything else. Daddy longlegs refers to completely different species depending on your location. Here in the UK that term is applied to craniflies, not harvestmen, and in some places it refers to cellar spiders. Not that it really matters since all three are harmless, but I thought I should point it out. Opossums. Can't get rabies. Hiss and act tough. Ultimate defense is pretend they are dead. And they prey on copperhead snakes. Black bears are pretty chill if left alone. If it's brown, lay down. If it's black, fight back. If it's white, good night. If it's gummy, yummy. GMO. Absolutely this. GMOs are not only harmless, they are actually beneficial. For example, golden rice will save lives and improve nutrition for millions of people when people get over their fears of moss. Garbage disposals. They are always shown in movies chewing someone's hand off, but there's very few injuries reported. In contrast, nail guns are more dangerous than any movie. Scores of severe injuries, even deaths. The thing about garbage disposals is they don't even work that way. There's no spinning blades, or even anything sharp inside them. Not completely harmless but strangers. Stranger danger is overplayed, in my opinion. A stranger you pick at random generally is trustworthy. If a stranger picks you, they're probably not. Making a funny face. It doesn't get stuck like that despite what parents say. Cracking your fingers. Grew up hearing you'd break your fingers, but further research down the line showed that it's basically harmless. Yeah, I grew up being told it causes arthritis, but I've seen a lot of evidence since then that it doesn't. Touching or just being around fentanyl. Lots of police officers think they overdosed simply from touching it. Not possible. As a nurse who is around fentanyl almost every shift, I always laugh so hard at the videos of police officers who pass out after merely touching or being in the vicinity of a bag container of fentanyl. Either these officers are extremely undereducated about how fentanyl works and they are having an extreme panic reaction, or it's all just performative bullshit.